What is going on, Fumble fam? It is your boy Chris back again to start off this show. We'll be seeing Jackie soon enough, but we'll be holding the show down with my guy Kev. But we got some things to talk about today. You know, Kyrie Irving is in the news yet again. We're hearing old things come back because now it's becoming a little too real that the Nets may or may not trade him, and the rumor about him possibly retiring if he gets traded. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Chiefs and their rough start. And we got a funny-ish video to show you guys and post a few of them in posted to talk about. But before that, I got to bring my boy Kev back on the screen. Kev, what's up, man? Welcome back. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
What's going on, Chris? Pleasure, man. Hope everybody had a great weekend. You can reach me in all things 950 Kev. And welcome back to the Fumble on a Manic Monday.
Manic Monday indeed. And you guys know what it is, boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. But yeah, let's jump right into it. It's funny. I was just talking with my boy on my pod yesterday about this whole Kyrie Irving situation. And it's just, I think that this is where it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be any change. I don't think he's going to take any last minute shot or whatever the case may be. I think where we are right now is where we are in the whole Kyrie Irving situation. And as Knicks fans, you and me ain't complaining about it. But in the grand scheme of things, it could be a bit head scratching over there across the bridge in Brooklyn, trying to figure out what is going to go on. And first and foremost, he's going to be missing a lot of games. He's probably missing all 4 games because it's against us, because both of them they're all in New York, so there's not much he can do with that. Right. So that already brings him down to 38, barring there's no injury. I think he should be cleared to play the California games because technically he's an away team. I don't know how that's going to be regulated. I don't know if that's still how it is right now, but the Nets are prepared to lose him for a majority of games. And then on top of that, the whole trade rumor, and we talked about it. I told you I'm not a fan of it. I'm not really buying it. But there's the whole trade rumor that was going on. And then if you guys don't remember, I think we talked about it here like early last month or mid-September. We talked about the conversation from Nick Wright. I actually have the tweets right here. We can rehash them real quick. The conversation that went between him and Nick Wright. And basically Nick Wright was tweeting out saying that Kyrie Irving, if traded, would want to retire. And then Kyrie Irving responded to him with this video saying a puppet, talking about Nick Wright. But then Nick Wright responded saying, Kyrie, if you're saying that, yeah, there's some NBA news that handful of Kyrie's trades that potentially make sense for Nets, blah, 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 blah. But simply he would retire if he got traded. Anyways, so yeah, we can go back to the last one, Leo. Because Nick Wright then responded, Kyrie, if you're saying that you didn't say you retire if you were traded, then your beef is with your representation, not with me, because you and I both know that's what I've been told. So it's just now it's a bit more real because of the situation that we're at. But the league, the NBA is what, a week and some change, 2 weeks away from starting up. So now it's very real, Kev. So first and foremost, the Nets taking the blow of possibly only having Kyrie Irving for, at least for right now, according to my math, 38 games. How much do you think that hurts the Nets?
Oh, it hurts the Nets a ton. I mean, again, this is not fantasy basketball. So it's about the NBA's on the hardwood. It's cohesion, it's chemistry. I don't know how they're going to do it. And I think, again, we're at the day of reckoning now. Where, like I said, we're 8 days away from just the tip of the season. This thing is real. There's no 12th hour. They already changed governance in New York State. It ain't happened to save Kyrie. Yep. And again, like I said, it's now and never. But to Kyrie's credit, if he really believes and deep down his convictions tell him this is something that will not be good for him, then hey, listen, I don't care. All the money in the world is not worth my life. Now, necessarily, I don't agree with that. I'm vaccinated, but I'm not Kyrie Irving. So if he really believes that, I would actually almost look at him a little sideways if he did get the shot now, because you went through this whole, situation. You got people stand up for you, who believe that the vaccine has some long-lasting effects. Whether that's right, wrong, and different, these are your convictions. And in life, sometimes having convictions could have consequences, and we're experiencing that right now.
Yeah, but to your point, that's I think that's the conversation now. Right, you went this far sticking to what you believe and sticking to what you want to do. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, though, I think that he should have gone. I get it. Everyone has their own beliefs and whatnot. I get that. I think he should have done it. But if you're gonna go this far in what you believe, that I agree. Like, now, if you suddenly flip last second and take the shot, then I think that'd be even more of a head scratcher for me when it comes to Kyrie Irving. Because he's sticking to what he's believing, and it's not gonna be great in the grand scheme of things for his basketball career. But if it's more important to his life, then you got to do what you got to do. But that's gonna be a whole thing for the Nets, and to be without him for what, 42 games of the season. We don't know what kind of injuries they're going to see with. They got older guys on there. They got LaMarcus Aldridge, who missed the whole year.
Right.
Paul Millsap's been in and out of rotation with the Nuggets, and now he's coming and playing his first season with the Nets. Blake Griffin, we know his history. James Harden, we know his history. KD, we know his history. So it's going to be a lot to juggle over there. It's
such a slippery slope, Chris, because you think about it from a standpoint, they're really handcuffed. I mean, they really, again, they can't trade him because the whole league knows the situation and they're not going to trade him. They have, in my opinion, why he's a fantastic superstar. He's probably the most cantankerous superstar in the NBA, Kevin Durant. He can't really, they don't want to ruffle his feathers. So what do? I think I mentioned it in the chat last week. The only real thing they could do is just say, listen, Kyrie, we understand, we respect your decision, but we're going to have to just have you go home. Yeah, obviously he can, the fines, I understand not playing the games. But listen, make peace. We'll pay you. Other teams have done worse. We'll pay you. Just go home and do what you got to do, because at this point, there's no way they can have flow. There's no way they can have chemistry and continuity. It just does not work. I don't care how great a talent they got. That will be a problem.
Mm-hmm. And I don't care how much he's working out and how often he's still hooping and stuff like that in between. Yeah, chemistry-wise, like that really, it's just a weird outcome. Or we'll see. But I cannot see this going well for them throughout this regular season. And then, mind you, we're not even talking about the playoffs, because like I said, there is a world where if they could possibly play the Knicks in that first round. You know what I mean? And then that's just they're without him for a whole series. It's just, that's a whole other conversation. But it's gonna be very interesting to be paying attention to. I think he's gonna go the distance, and we're going to see how this season goes for the Nets. But I'm going to pivot a little bit away from the NBA just for right now and go into the NFL, because we had a pretty big game last night between the Chiefs and the Bills. And Chiefs are having a slow start. And, I feel like this is how it happens when a lot of these, big teams rise like this, like the Chiefs going from being to them being one of the best teams in the league, and now them having such a slow start this year. People tend to just look for whatever reason to troll, and I'm guilty of that in some cases too. But with Mahomes last night, just actually in general for the season, having 6 interceptions, which we know is not really like him, at least in the first part of the season. Do you think that this is just the Chiefs are ultimately falling apart, or you think that, man, it's 2-3, it's too soon, there's so much football left? Are we panicking too early for the Chiefs?
Well, Chris, I'm not going to jump out the window and say like the season's over and we need vast changes. But I will say that it's time to wake up. You're 2-3. You got a team south in LA. The Chargers are 4-1 with maybe right now the early season MVP balling. Yeah. So again, from that standpoint, you got to be kind of realistic that you got to keep pace with that team. I think last night, again, Josh Allen outplayed Pat Mahomes. It is what it is. He outplayed him on Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs, again, in my opinion, I think obviously they've had great success over the last couple of years. Sometimes when you had the type of success and you have the minds of the people in the NFL coaches, they're going to eventually catch up to you. Again, like I said, these guys, they don't go home. They stay in these facilities all day and night, and they're great at what they do. They're going to catch up to you. And it seems like in some way, not jumping out the window, but it seems like the league has caught up a little bit to the Chiefs. The defense, I think, has some holes in it in the secondary.
A lot.
I just think, I'm being kind.
Yes,
but I do believe that at the end of the day, it's not over panic, but they do got to tighten up some screws. No question about it.
Completely agree. I could not agree anymore. And yes, I'll expand on that defense point. Yeah, I think they're realizing right now that they should put a little bit more time in their damn defense, and they're seeing this right now. Because Patrick Mahomes, I'm not worried about him. The 6 interceptions, cool. I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to figure it out as the season goes on. But the defense is what worries me. Will the defense figure it out? Even the year they won the Super Bowl, like that defense wasn't great, but they picked it up when they were supposed to. Will they do that this year?
Exactly.
That's yet to be seen. And like you mentioned, I'm glad you mentioned them. Those Los Angeles Chargers right now are balling. Justin Herbert, one of my favorite players in the league right now. Love that kid. And that they've always had the talent, but injuries has always been their problem, and coaching. And I feel like they finally have that perfect science experiment going right for them this year, and they're balling. And you can't say that they haven't played anybody, because they've been playing a lot of great teams, and so far they're run to go 4-1. So I'm with you. I'm not jumping out the window about the Chiefs yet, saying that it's over for them. I'm not panicking, but they got to get it together, because I think the Chargers are finding it. The Raiders, they had a nice start. I don't know where they're gonna go, but their division's playing right now. Their division is playing right now. But
the alarm clock is up. It's time to wake up. Okay, no more 5. No, don't hit the snooze button. No more 5 minutes. And that's what the Raiders. I know it's not something we're discussing, but they have a whole nother quagmire on their hands right now that can bring that whole situation down. So we'll see about that.
That's what I'll say. That one I could say. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too premature, but the Raiders situation right now, they're good, but I don't know if they're gonna finish out good. But I know but we'll leave that one alone for right now. But I just feel like the narrative around the Chiefs right now, I think it's a little premature. I think they'll be all right. Now, I'm not no Chiefs fan. I don't care. My Saints are doing what's supposed to do, 3-2. Who that? I'm fine. But as far as people overreacting when it comes to a lot of these players and stuff, we forget that even though it's only 17 weeks, it's a lot of football left, and the Chiefs will figure it out. So I agree with you. I think we're overreacting. The Chiefs will be just fine. But yes, Josh Allen played the better game last night. All right. Well, that ends the need to know news portion. We got a lot to talk about on Post Up. My favorite part of Post Up. Post Up with your boy Chris. I didn't do the proper intro. My favorite part of Post Up is getting y'all reactions, especially hearing from what you got to say, Kev. I love your take on things. So we have a few ones here, and we're starting off with a guy that I drag a little too often on Post Up, and now that he's subjected to being a Washington Wizard via trade, so it's not entirely his fault. I am getting a little soft on my Kuzma hate, even though it still kind of made me a little bit when I saw this video, but I do kind of feel a little bad for it. But these fans had a good point. So Kuzma was at I don't know what the event was, but he was at a Wizards event, and when they called his name and he walked on the stage, he didn't get many cheers. Here's the video.
You're too arrogant, man. You're a little too arrogant, buddy. But shout out Aaron Holiday, though.
Too far, or it's just fine? It's not a big deal. It's Kyle Kuzma. He'll be fine, or you think this is a little too far?
Well, I'm gonna say this, Chris, and I know you're from LA, but DC is not. It's Chocolate City. DC is a different type of vibe, man. So Kuzma coming in with that Drake laissez-faire, love me or leave me alone mentality. It's not gonna work in DC. So he's got to tighten up a little bit. He's got to realize that I'm on a different coast. Different type of people here, it snows, so realize that, hey, it's a different type of world in DC, but he'll be fine. If he plays good ball, they'll embrace him. Their fan base, he's got to play good ball. He said, hey, he could be a number one option, so here's his opportunity.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I've always been so hard on him from the jump. Is I don't like that. What have you done to have that kind of attitude? He was saying all these things. One of the famous quotes saying that he feels like the only person that can guard him is Jesus. He puts himself in that hole, and that's the reason why it's hard for me. I don't care about the Lakers or the Clippers like that, but man, I was just any kind of hate he was getting from the Lakers crowd. I was like, well, that's what you get. Don't get too ahead of yourself, and we're seeing that right now.
Social media, baby. So he's from that social media world, so he gets caught up with that, and obviously now you got to prove it on the floor. It's okay to do all that talking, but you gotta hoop. You gotta hoop.
Completely agree. Yeah, you got to show it on the court. If you are a hooper, show it out on the court, and then do the talking after. If you can't, you can't do one without the other. That's just you can hoop without talking. That's fine, but you can't talk without hooping. And that's just the way it's got to be. You cannot do it. Kuzma. Sorry, man. Looks like it was warranted. I'm trying to see what the chat is saying. Chat, looking at y'all. What y'all think? You gotta love Kuz. Gary Turbo. I can't know if I agree with that. He deserves it. Yeah. See, a lot of people saying he deserves it. Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right. Moving on though to his former teammate LeBron James. Now, LeBron James played one game in the preseason this preseason so far, and right before their game against the Phoenix Suns last night, well, LeBron was somewhere else. He was still in LA, but he wasn't in the facility getting ready for his game. Well, he was watching same Justin Herbert we were talking about, and the Chargers playing the Browns. And Silver Screen Roll said the Lakers playing 7 tonight. LeBron really does not care about the preseason. I mean, we know this, but is this such a bad thing, Kev? Do you think that this is a bad look for LeBron James, or so what? It's the preseason. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, listen, man. LeBron walk into the arena a couple years ago with a glass of red wine.
Sure
I mean,
did.
listen. So the reality is that look, LeBron does what LeBron wants to do. He is the quote unquote unequivocal leader of the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's preseason. Hey, listen, he didn't even have to go to Vogel. Listen, I'm going to see the Browns play, and that's just about it. Yeah, okay, LeBron, don't be late. Drive safely. So it is what it is. So no, it's not really a big thing. I mean, again, we just talked about a guy who doesn't ball. LeBron balls. When the curtain gets real, he'll be ready.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we had this series of tweets right here, I think, to echo that same sentiment. But Lynn saying, why should he care? Preseason games mean absolutely nothing. I think it's a little too far, but I mean, it's very true for the most part. But Marino saying that they do mean something when you have 10 new teammates and a whole new offensive system with the addition of Westbrook. So to that point, do you think that, he should have showed up and should have played with the team, at least get another warm-up in, another tune-up in? He played the one game against the Warriors, and we're going to show that a little bit here later. Or you think, no, the practice is where, all the work really goes in. Preseason runs aren't really too much. Like, what's your thoughts on that second part about him having to get used to his new teammates?
Well, listen, again, if he played with our coach Tibbs, that wouldn't be a situation. But he's LeBron James, and he runs the franchise. So it's just like if Jeannie Buss was at the game. All right, you're going to tell Jeannie not to go to the game? LeBron is the Lakers. It is what it is, people. Like, we could sit back and say, well, we need to be at practice. LeBron ain't studying, y'all. The Browns are in town. I want to see my man Odell and Beckham. I'm going to SoCal, and that's just what it is. So you got to accept it. That's just, he runs the franchise. Probably one of the reasons why he left Miami, because Riley would not let him do those type of things.
Wouldn't let everybody else,
right. But everybody else is like, hands off.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get that take from that tweet, but at the same time, like you said, we're talking about a different person in LeBron James. I'm sure that his even teammates probably not even really affected by it. They're like, y'all do what you gotta do. We know that you're gonna put the work in, and we're gonna be all right. Like, I think it's different when it comes to LeBron James. I'm with you on that. But speaking of LeBron James, for the preseason game he did play against the Warriors previous to, I think it was a Friday, Thursday, one of those two. But the Lakers played against the Warriors, and Steph Curry did something that he normally does not do. And that's miss a free throw. And LeBron James really wanted to see him miss back-to-back free throws, so much so that the audio caught him saying that he'd never seen it before. He wants to see it at that time. It was a kind of funny moment, but here's the video.
A lot of these Warriors, they're really making sure that they give back. There's a tremor in the force because Steph Curry just missed a free throw. It's always shocking. And Steph is thinking, I'm the greatest free throw shooter of all time. It shouldn't happen to me. What's wrong with this rim? Someone check this.
I'll give you two. I ain't never seen it.
And drops in the second.
Didn't do it because, you knew Steph Curry was not going to miss 2 in a row, but it was a fun moment. And look, there you go, Laker fans. LeBron plays preseason games, all right? Like, he's fine. Leave him alone. Let him get the break against so you can see his Cleveland Browns play. Even though I thought he was a Cowboys fan, but that's neither here nor there. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we can go there right now.
We ain't going to talk about that, but whatever.
He's just trying to find ways to amuse himself during the preseason. I guess he hates preseason camp and the games. Just finding ways to amuse himself, and talking a little smack on the bench, going to SoCal. Listen, it's a hard knock life being LeBron James.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he wants them when they matter. He'll show. Right now, he's just like, I'll tiptoe my way into getting back in the swing of things. All right. Well, from LeBron James, we go to Kevin Durant, and he got approached by this fan. It was a cute moment. I don't know how to take it for different reasons, but I want to see your reaction to this video. It's really quick, just a little fan just showing love to Kevin Durant, but I got some feelings on this one, but here's the video. So he basically, you couldn't hear it. He said, "You're the best player ever," and then Kevin Durant, just like, okay, thank you. So here's my beef, and this is petty, and I know the chats can come after me. I don't know if you're gonna agree with me or not, Kevin. Here's my beef. It just hurts my heart to see a young kid looking at a Brooklyn Nets player and idolize him. I just don't like it. You should be on the other side of the bridge. You should be paying attention to what the hell's going on to the New York Knicks. You should be looking and learning RJ Barrett, who's actually going to be here when you're older watching basketball. KD ain't going to be there a lot older when you're older playing basketball. That's the problem I have with this. That's the only like you can love KD, but I didn't like him at that Nets event. I'm sorry. I'll be petty.
Maybe he's from Marcy Projects, man. I don't know. Maybe he's from Brooklyn, but
even then, no, whatever, man. No. How often I get at it. I'm from Brooklyn, but I love my Knicks. They even, Brooklynites still faithful to us. You know what I mean?
I agree. I told you last week nobody checking for Brooklyn, but hey, it's a cute moment the Nets do every year. They play in the park, and if he had a jersey, it could have been a Mean Joe Green Coca-Cola moment. But it is what it is. I mean, it was a nice moment. I mean, listen. It didn't. I'm glad he didn't say, "Be the kid. I'm working here. It'll leave me alone." I'm glad he didn't do that.
The way he acted, though, he might as well have. Like, he looking away. Like, this poor kid's pouring his heart out. Yeah, you're the best player ever. He's like, yeah, all right, cool, kid. Like, come on, KD. Like, come on, man.
Hey, kid, you get your COVID shot. You got no mask on. What are you doing?
Hey, kid, that was number 11. Look, you want to run point guard for us? We need a point guard, man. You good? Yeah, all right. Call me petty then. I saw this and I was just like,
good for KD.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love. Had to throw my jabs in. When I see him, I gotta throw the jabs in. You know how it goes. But yeah, that was a cute moment there. Now this one too, and I like Tyrese Halliburton. This is my guy, but I feel like the internet was beefing this guy up a little too much. I love the energy. I love the confidence with it. But I'm seeing people like, yo, Tyrese Halliburton got pipes. Tyrese Halliburton do it. And I listen to him like, oh, okay. I mean, he sings better than NBA players normally do, but stop it. Don't you gas this man up. Anyways, it was a fun moment. It was dope. I thought it was hilarious, but y'all gassed him up a little too much. Here's Tyrese Halliburton. Kind of loving it though. Who are dancing like that? Who is that? Is that Tristan Thompson? No, it was good. Like, I love it because normally these players, they go out there and they're all bashful and then they just sing, they sit stiff and stuff. So I love the energy of it. I loved it, but the way that people were in my DMs and adding me and sending me this on my Discord stuff like that, I thought Tyrese was out there sounding like he was like Victor Oladipo, like he had some bites. I was like, oh, all right, but I was like, okay, it was good. Love the energy, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Tristan Thompson took the win all the way out of my sails. What was the hell is Tristan Thompson down there doing? God. Run the entire clip for me. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Halliburton thing was kind of cool, but if I don't know, we got listeners from Sacramento, but if you think that sounds really good, then y'all got some serious issues up here. The Phil Jackson claims were correct about the Cowtown, but nah, man. I mean, listen, I guess listen. Everybody's trying to get through preseason the best way possible. Everybody's trying. Let me just get to the end of October when these games start to count. But I guess it was kind of cool. But will they be singing when they lose 60 games? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's probably very realistic too. Tristan,
Sing
he's trying to win the fans over right now. Talking about, baby, you should let me love you. Trying to please don't leave us when we lose 60 games. We get it, Tyrese. We get it. I don't know, man. Tristan Thompson ruined that entire thing for me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Oh my god. Anyways, I forgot he was in Sacramento. Anyway, sorry. All right. Moving away from the NBA. That was a cool little moment, but yeah, we'll see what happens with the Kings. Moving over to football. This was man. It's been a rough season. Actually, been a rough last 2 years for kickers because I remember growing up watching football and kickers. It used to just be automatic. Like these kickers, three from extra point kickers used to be automatic. The last 2 years, I feel like I've seen so many missed kicks. But this one right here, my poor guy. Like, and I blame the O-line for gassing him up because he didn't see it. He thought he made it. Look at him. He thought that went in. And they had, people hands up, chest bumping. Look, yeah. No, you missed, idiot. Oh, I missed. Oh, yeah. It's just kicker. And yesterday, I feel like kickers across the board are just not doing what they're supposed to be doing, like how they used to be. I remember the Saints and Giants game. Both our kickers were trading misses, to start off that game. So it's just like, I don't know what's going on, but this moment was this was sad. I felt for the kid because you could see the embarrassment after, celebrating way through. Just one more time, I want you to see look at his reaction from joy to pain. You know the May song? Sunshine and rain. You know the song. Anyways, but yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, Kev. I know the play was a sad play, but you feel like these kickers, right? Like the clutch gene in the kicker game, it's not there anymore. Like I feel like I've seen more missed kicks these last 2 seasons than I've seen my entire life watching football. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong. And yesterday in particular was a really rough day for the position. Yes. I mean, it was good. That particular game after my Jets got mollywopped in London. Yeah. That whole game was well, it is. I'm used to it. I got antibodies, but I'm built for it. It is what it is. That's why I can be so objective with football, Chris, because it's like I'm neutered. I understand. We're horrible. I get it. So I could be very objective. But that game was like Mason Crosby missed some kicks for Green Bay, and it was like who's going to outduel each other like a soccer match. So again, I don't know what they were looking at. I can see that from a bar after about several drinks, and that was no good. I don't know what they were looking at, but again, I mean, it's a hard feeling to go from like, oh, I got it. No, I really didn't get it.
Yeah, I really don't. Right, and it's crazy because the name you just mentioned, Mason Crosby, is one of the most clutch kickers in the NFL, in NFL history, and he was a part of the madness yesterday. Like, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they kick in less, and there's a whole 30 for 30 on the way where kickers were just not going to train. I don't know, but something has changed in the last few years. It's weird to me.
They have no excuse because they don't even have to worry about COVID. They just kick the ball in the air. They could be social distance around the practice field. So ain't nobody balling. You kick the ball. I know when I used to play ball, that was the one thing. Like you got one job. Kick the ball through the goalpost, and hey, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not alone on that because I'm just all day. I feel like I was watching Red Zone, and every other play he was talking about a missed kick. I'm like, yo, it's only 10:30. We just been playing football for 30 minutes. How we have all these missed kicks already? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, but I feel bad for him because he celebrated. I'm kind of his fault, but I watched the O-line celebrate him before the ball even went in. They set him up for failure. Anyways, I wish, Jackie, I wish you were here. I don't know if you're watching because literally last Thursday or Wednesday we talked about Tom Brady and having a slowish start to the season. And I had said, I'm like, look, I'm not falling for Tom Brady in this whole father time thing, not just yet, because we've seen this happen year after year where Tom Brady looks like in the beginning of the season he's old and feeble and it's time for Tom Brady to retire. And then he just starts busting out games like the one he had yesterday. This man, Tom Brady, can we show these stats? Because when I show you them, I'm going to let you know this is not Madden. This is real life Tom Brady. Somebody didn't go pick up Madden and play with the Buccaneers. Tom Brady in yesterday's game went 30 for 41. 44-year-old Tom Brady still threw 41 passes in one game, and they were all efficient, throwing for 412 yards and 5 touchdowns. First career game with 400 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. In his career, he's still breaking records. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I a big Tom Brady fan, but I do not care. This is impressive. I'm impressed, but also at the same time, like I try to tell y'all, I ain't falling for the old Tom Brady can't play anymore. He's so no. Tom Brady does this every year. He's the reverse of Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger, well, except for this year, Ben Roethlisberger will start the season, but then he goes out as the year goes on. Tom Brady, he's like he just needs a little bit more time for his battery to recharge, and he's out here getting more records and doing more things he ain't never done before at 44. Hate that team, man. But Tom Brady, you gotta be real. It's impressive, right, Kev?
Listen, at the end of the day, you got to call it what it is. And listen, I ain't no fan of Tom Brady either, but you got to call it as what it is. I mean, the guy's playing great ball. The last couple of weeks, listen, maybe the anticipation of going back to Foxborough, maybe again, as we think about it now, might have been more than what Superman could deal with. He still bleeds, I think. So I mean, to come back out yesterday and do what he did against the Dolphins was phenomenal. AB had a pretty good game. Was out, doing AB type things, and I said that team kind of got back on track yesterday and looked like the team that everybody was saying at one point thought could go undefeated during the season. So Tampa's kind of back, and that's bad for the rest of the NFC.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah, I'm so mad watching them continue to win games. And then, I got beef with you too, man. Y'all couldn't just hold on the Falcons for me, man. I need them to stay in mediocrity. And y'all, man, come on, Kev. Talk to your boys, man. Listen, Zach Wilson and those guys. Come on now.
Listen, I got up really early. I know obviously it would have been super early if I was in LA, but being in New York, I got up early and went out with the fellas, and it's still, I was like, I just like, and for anybody who follows my IG, I have my jet hat on Saturday. I was feeling kind of good about myself. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna be 2-3, and I can dream about maybe a wild card, it's next year wild card, and in a matter of 3 hours, that was all spurred out of me. So back to just the brown paper bag and. It is what it is.
On to the next season. Yeah, the only good thing that came out of that game for me was that Kyle Pitts played well for my fantasy team. That's about all I could say.
He balled out yesterday. Yeah, he balled out.
He had a rough start to the season. But anyways, football. All right, and last but not least, we did have a fight on Saturday. It was not round 3, but you know what I mean. It was the third match between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and it did end in Fury winning after a full 6 rounds. But after this hit right here, the way that this man was still able to continue after this blew my mind because he just got hit. Look. He trying to grab. He trying to do everything he could. That hit right there was crazy. I mean, to go down after that kind of crazy knockout. But I'm saying, because that's how it ended. But it looked like Wilder, and this is just my perspective. It looked like Wilder should have been done a long time ago. For him to get through the 6 rounds and then leading to this hit right here, that was good for him. But I mean, damn, Tyson Fury hits hard. He hits hard. The man looks like a giant that you would find at the final level of like a snow mountain or something like that. Every time I look at him, he just freaks me out. He's a big dude, got the old school boxing stance and everything, high waist, whatnot. But yeah, man, shout out to Wilder. But I thought Fury was going to take this one anyways, and he ended up doing it. But yeah, damn, his whole body rocked. Man.
Yeah, we talk about Tom Brady being an alien. This guy here, man, this guy here is something special. I mean, fantastic fight. I mean, Wilder knocked him down twice, and the guy gets up like the Undertaker, and just like, if anybody knows wrestling, just pops right up, and then to put him down. And if we look at Tyson Fury, he's not the body beautiful. You don't think of like why you see like guys like all sculpted. No, the guy like somebody that could be in a bar and it's like a bouncer. But this guy here has just great skill, fantastic combinations, and obviously power to match. He came in the fight a little heavier. He had COVID twice. Nothing stops this guy. You're right, 2 times. He is the best heavyweight in the world right now. And again, like I said, if you just look at him, you go like, huh? Wilder's all cut up. He's chiseled with granite, but Tyson Fury, the common man look, is somebody who is hard to reckon with. So, great fight, but I think now, no doubt about it. DeAndre, who I think was a great warrior, I think may need to think about retiring because I don't care. Those guys fight 10 more times. He is not beating Tyson Fury. It's over. That ship sailed. His opportunity, his windows, his closed with that. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And my fault. I said Wilder survived. I meant Fury was one that survived and ended up.
I got you covered, bro. Yep. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, crazy fight for sure. And I couldn't agree more. That dude looking like an old school 1950s boxer, but he goes out there and brings the power for sure. So yeah, I definitely
cut me, Mickey. Cut me, Mickey.
Yeah, cut me, Mickey. yes. But anyways, that's it for us today. Shout out to my man Kev as always. Let them know where they can find you. I saw the chat asking about your IG. Let them know where they can find you, my guy.
Again, appreciate it, Chris. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter at 950kev, and you can listen to my show every morning before you listen to the Fumble, the 950 Lounge Show, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern, multiple platforms, iHeartRadio, Rough Riders Radio, Backstage Radio, and so many others. Go just check our website at www.950lounge, get more information. And again, Jackie, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're safe.
Yeah, and not on Southwest. Come on, Jackie. Yeah, get back here safely and get off the Southwest flights. And you know me, it's your boy Chris. Find me everywhere at CK2K. MH, I love you, but CK in the ring would not do work. I'm telling you right now. That's not me. I'm the runner. I'm a speed guy. Fighting. I'll leave that for the big guys like my man Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But anyways, appreciate you as always, Kev. Appreciate you guys, chat, for being here with us on this fine Monday. A lot of fun once again. We'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. PST, or if you Kev, you watching at noon. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're out of here. See you guys then. Peace.